Hello everybody, I'm Amy Ludwig and I hope that you guys are having a super fun time today at Lindsay's business launch, learning more about Rodan & Fields. I just wanted to quickly tell you my story and my journey with Rodan & Fields. Prior to joining, I have been a stay-at-home mom for 7 years, and I left corporate America at that time to raise my kids. I was lucky enough to stay home, and I've enjoyed every single minute of that. And honestly, something like this was not even on my radar at all when my friend Wendy approached me with the idea of partnering with the doctors at Creative Proactive to market their new skincare line. I actually told her no pretty much right away. I was not interested at all. But luckily she was persistent, because I did know in the back of my mind that I always wanted to contribute again to my family financially in some way, but I did not know what that would ever look like, because I had a big list of things that I knew that I didn't want. And one of those was clocking in and clocking out somewhere, having a boss, having to work nights or weekends, or having to arrange for childcare to be able to work. So those were my big lists of things that I did not want. So that really didn't leave me many options. So with Wendy's persistence, she invited me to a business lunch, and I got to meet her sponsor, Jenny Pilcher. And Jenny described the business and described her journey with Rodan & Fields, and basically some of the things I learned at that lunch that really intrigued me were that there were so few consultants actually building businesses within the company at that time. I think at that time there were only 50,000 consultants, with only 20% of them actually building a business. And that really spoke to me, because I know for a fact how huge the anti-aging skincare market is. I can judge that strictly by looking at my own linen closet and my own product graveyard of all the products that have overpromised and underdelivered through the years. I've used half of them and just thrown them back into the closet because they just really didn't even do anything. So if that's just me and I have that many products that I've bought, I knew that the industry was huge and there was just not enough consultants to be able to market this product. So that was huge to me. And then also the fact that these are the proactive doctors. These are the doctors that created this billion-dollar brand to capture 90% of the acne market worldwide. And if they can do that with Proactive, then I thought, what in the world are they going to do with these products that actually bear their names? So that was really, really exciting to me. So I went home and I thought about it some more, and I just tried to find reasons why I shouldn't do it. But there was this little voice inside of my heart and inside of my soul telling me just to jump and just to go for it. I've always been that girl that's played it safe, that kind of never really took risks, especially when it came to something like this. I was definitely not a direct sales girl, or ever even a salesperson. I really kind of consider myself a direct sales snob. I know that sounds awful, and I know Kristen said this before, that we have always gone to parties and supported our friends and bought products, but I never saw myself in that role. So for me to take this leap, I knew that it must have been something very special. And I can honestly say that over the past year, I have grown in more ways than one. Financially, personally, it's been a real blessing. And my last several paychecks have ended up being more than enough to cover our mortgage. So that has been really, really cool. But the coolest part of this for me so far is that we had a really rocky start to our year this year. My husband was very sick and unexpectedly in the hospital with surgery. And this past May was his birthday, and because of everything we went through, we decided we just needed to get away and have a little vacation. And so we just had a little staycation in Carolina Beach, not too far from where we live, but I actually paid for the entire weekend, which may not sound like a lot to some people, but to me that was everything, and to my husband that was everything. He actually told me that he was really proud of me, and just for me to be able to pick up the tab for the hotel, the dinners, and to treat him, since he's always stressing and trying to provide everything for us, it was just a really, really good feeling. So that's kind of my story with Rodan & Fields. So happy to be a part of this journey, and I'm going to turn it over to Kristen and let her tell you her story.
We actually have very different stories because, well, I'm Kristen. I'm Amy's sister-in-law. I have actually always been a busy person. I am an ER nurse and a yoga instructor, and I've been a consultant since about 4 days after Amy or something last year. I had decided to cut back on commitments. So I was still working, but about a few years ago, once I started a family, I realized that I needed to cut back and I needed to focus on my family. And while it was awesome for our family life, it was not so great for our bank account. In fact, we were in the worst financial state we've ever been in about this time last year. Amy knows, because of course I was venting to my sister-in-law. And it was just a really stressful, hard time. But I definitely didn't want to go back from part-time to full-time, and my husband wasn't ready to change his jobs. You know, we were kind of just brainstorming ways to have our cake and eat it too. You know, work less, make more money. And of course, he was saying, well, let's just win the lottery. We know that's not going to happen. Around the same time, I was invited to the same lunch that Amy was, but I couldn't go because I was working. But she actually called me that day, and I will tell you, that was the phone call that made the biggest difference in our lives, because she called and she said, I think I'm gonna do this. And I was like, hold up, you just went to this party, you're all excited. You got to step back, because Amy is not a risk taker. And I was like, they must have said some crazy stuff there for this girl to be doing it. So I was like, I need to do some research to make sure Amy isn't doing anything stupid. Well, in my research, I actually found that, shoot, this is actually a good deal. I wish I would have gone to that lunch. And this is something that I could actually see for myself. Now, I had never been into any kind of direct sales. I was the opposite of a skincare junkie. I was one that just washed my face with whatever was in the shower when I remembered it, and I was using just coconut oil. But at that time I was 35, and I was looking at my wedding pictures and realizing that I'm not the same person anymore, unfortunately. I'm the same person, but not the same face. So I realized that I really wanted to try some of this awesome skincare, and I'm like, why not just do the skincare and get paid to do it? And maybe I'd make enough money to stay part-time. You know, so I did some research, and in my research I really was looking for reasons to say no, but everything led me to yes. I mean, obviously the brand name recognition was the number one thing, the proactive doctors, you know, bam, that really should be enough said. But being a nurse, I was interested in the clinical studies, the before and after pictures. I loved that there was a 60-day money-back guarantee. There's no other products on the market that do that. I realized that this is a consumable product. You know, you can have a handbag or, you know, jewelry or, you know, your pampered chef and all that stuff, which I have a lot of those things, but you have one, you don't need 5. But this is something that's washing down the drain, and people are going to keep using that, and everybody washes their face. So I knew that this could be something huge. So, you know, and I also quickly realized, you know, since we were already number 4, we were debt free, there were just all these things that I was like, we're just set apart. Rodan & Fields truly is in a league of their own. And I realized that if I was going to do anything, join any kind of direct sales, this would be it. So I did. I took the leap of faith. I trusted my gut, and against my skeptical husband's wishes, I did it. And I'm so glad I did. I truly have found the entrepreneur inside of me that I never knew existed. My skin got totally transformed with the reverse regimen. Love it. That's like my favorite. And you know, I'm able to keep my part-time hours, and I actually have doubled my income. I make double, my Rodan & Fields paycheck is double what my nursing paycheck is right now. And most importantly, I'm doing the same thing for my team members. They're texting me left and right saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did this. I only wish I would have done it sooner. So my thing is too, like, if you have any inkling or consideration, we're only getting bigger and better, and the market is not saturated, but we are exploding. And if you're going to get on this train, you need to get on this train now. And that's one of the reasons I did it too, because Amy was going to do it, Wendy was going to do it, a bunch of us joined at the same time, because I was like, I'm not going to sit back and watch them do this, and I'm going to be kicking myself if I don't do this. I knew this was an opportunity that I could not pass up. I'm so glad I did it.
Yes, and if you think about it really quickly, if the doctors would have given us the chance back when they created Proactive 20 years ago to be the liaison and market the skincare and sell it to, you know, our networks, where would we be now? It's just amazing to think about. And this is kind of like our second chance, that we get a chance to partner with them and sell this skincare that bears their names. And this company is only going to be building for the next 10 to 20 years. So this is just the beginning. We just launched into Canada. We are going to be going worldwide eventually. So the opportunity is just an amazing one, and we just hope that you guys have so much fun today and learn a whole bunch about Rodan & Fields. We're only a phone call away, so if anybody has any questions, Julia knows my number, so you guys can give me a call, and we hope that you guys have a great time, and we will see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.